So, this was a movie I had no intention of seeing. I never watched The Conjuring or any of its associated movies, so this was never even on my radar. The Conjuring movies have always kind of made me mad. From the trailers alone, I could always tell it was a jump scare heavy, tone-deaf horror franchise that had no intention of doing anything really new. Jump scares are a primal thing. It's part of the fight or flight response. If you're making a horror movie, don't rely on this crap. In all honesty, I really don't feel like jump scares are inherently that bad. I just feel like it's a technique that horror movies rely far too much on anymore. There are other ways to scare your audience. James Wan had a hand in this, and he helped create the Saw movies. Not everyone loves the Saw films, and you can say what you want about them, but at least they're not a marathon of jump scares. The only purpose these movies have for existing is to cash in on those who think that this
Hey, Sister Charlotte, can we...
Oh, Lord.
is the highest quality of horror. But I knew what I was getting into. It wasn't high art, but it was a horror movie. At least it had that going for it. So let's dive in and rip this apart. Right about now is when I feel it necessary to give the obligatory spoiler alert. We start off with this guy who... Wait, is that Peter Stormare? Anything starring Peter Stormare is automatically amazing.
Okay, let me guess. You're 18, 20 years old and you think you know everything, right? You don't know
Unfortunately, it's not Peter Stormare, much to my disappointment. Seriously, that guy needs to be in more stuff.
Time for bed, B.
Boy, that yawn wasn't faked at all.
There's a car coming. Why don't I wave it down and see if we can get some help? I'll get it.
Oh yeah, nobody saw that coming. Except everyone in the audience, and the mother. Seriously, lady, you're a terrible parent. Anyone in their right mind seeing a car coming from a freaking mile away would grab their kid. So 12 years later, we see a bus full of little orphan girls being taken to their new home. Boy, I sure hope you like god-awful child actors, because this movie has tons.
You know what I like most about Sweet Sue? What? She looks just like you.
Yeah, that's exactly how kids talk and act. So where's their new home, you ask? With some creepy old dude out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, makes total sense. Your orphanage burns down or something. Let's just move in with the first person who offers up their home. So we meet our cast of characters in a scene containing some of the worst dialogue.
Big as a castle. Which obviously makes us the princesses.
This is our new orphanage. I'm just fine with never being adopted. This goes on forever.
You're right, we're gonna need a map to find our way around.
And here, we begin to notice one of the big problems of this movie. These kids are so unrealistic. It's like a room of old white dudes sat around a table and thought, this is what a bunch of little girls sound like, right? I know you're trying to impress me with this one-take shot here, movie, but one-take shots are only impressive if there's something happening. So they introduced this electric wall chair thing. It's supposed to be scary, but just sort of seems out of place to me. And that's when...
Try, Jan.
Good God, what's wrong with this kid? I don't know who this kid is, but her overacting results in this grin of pure madness. And it's by far the scariest thing in this movie. Really? Was that really worthy of a clap?
I got tips on next!
Ah, our first jump scare. And it doesn't even make sense. Those kids would have had to have been sneaking up those stairs a second before.
Let's take that side. Kate and Tierney can have these.
What about Linda and me?
Relax, Janice. This is a big house. There are other bedrooms.
Why can't Linda and me have those beds over there?
Okay, but then where would Kate and Tierney sleep?
You know, as riveting as this conversation is, all I can think about is how their behavior doesn't match their age. I'm not just being a jerk either. Throughout this film, they act like 11 or 12-year-olds, when they are clearly much older.
Hey, Jan.
What the? Where did you even come from?
Want to be bunkmates? You coming, Jan?
Ah! Stop! Away with you, demon child!
See ya.
Oh, she must have heard me.
If you'll excuse me.
I'm sorry, I can't help it, but I just keep thinking about how great these scenes would be with Peter Stormare. Don't get me wrong, Anthony without a trace guy, he's serviceable in this role, but he plays it too dry. This character could have been so mysterious, or at the very least unusual, but it feels like, Anthony is just here for a paycheck. Anyway, so one of the girls finds a key hidden in a dollhouse, because yeah, that's the safest place to hide it, and uses it to unlock a secret room containing the, of course, possessed doll. Listen, dude, if you have a possessed doll in your house, it may not be such a good idea to let a busload of kids live there. Of all the irresponsible bullshit.
Don't make it over it!
Is it gone?
Don't look around. Not yet.
Wait, did I put in the wrong movie? Is this The Ring?
Why don't you go find Janice, see what she's up to?
Why? So you can talk about boys?
Well, do you want to talk about boys?
I want to play a game.
Okay. Let's play hide and seek. You go hide and we'll come look for you.
Okay.
Not only does this scene feel very sexist, but also super weird. The dialogue is bad and clearly written for small kids, but instead these two are saying it, and it just doesn't match up.
This place is so creepy.
I state everything that pops into my head.
What was that? What was that? How dare you?
What is wrong with you?
Boy, this is sure gonna look creepy in the trailer. Hee hee.
That was taken in Romania, at a convent of cloister nuns. They have little contact with the outside world, but I became very close to these three.
Who's this?
I don't know. I don't think I even met her.
I know you're trying to set up your Conjuring universe movie, but showing a picture with one of your monsters in it is not considered world building. You barely even gave context for that picture existing.
Which one would you marry?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'll just have to date all of them to find out.
Girls do not spend all their time talking about boys. Don't make me get out the Bechdel test. Okay, why did this girl steal this picture? And why was she putting it under her sheets? Why do the eyes glow? Is this supposed to have something to do with the nun picture? Explain yourself, movie! Why do I get the feeling that this weird chair was only included so it could be turned into a theme park ride?
I think it was a mistake to bring the girls here.
Gee, you think? To the movie's credit, there is a quiet moment between these two kids that is honestly kind of sweet. They want to be adopted together, but in case they can't, they trade dolls to remember each other by. Of course, the scene isn't perfect. It only has half-decent acting, and there are countless other things wrong. But you can kind of tell there's something there. It's too bad it wasn't explored better. I'm pretty tough on this blonde kid, but honestly, when there's a serious scene, she's probably one of the best actors in the movie. Finally, we start getting some genuinely creepy imagery. After half the movie's gone by. Although it's what you don't see that is the scariest. The creepiest scene, in my opinion, was when this blonde girl hears something running toward her in the darkness. So, she falls asleep after a horrible thing gets onto the bottom bunk. Who in their right mind would have fallen asleep in a situation like that? So, the weird demon nun shows up randomly to remind you she still exists. Then, in a later scene, we see a demon growing inside a little girl's skin. That stuff was actually pretty disturbing.
Linda, let's go back.
Why the hell would you turn around and look inside the well? What else were you expecting?
We thought helping the girls could be our penance. But we ended up giving it just what it wanted.
Your stupidity astounds me. This scarecrow is one of the biggest missed opportunities in this whole movie. It's so damn creepy, and yet they hardly do anything with it. It moves a bit, there's a scary scene where a demon grows in it, and that's it. It's gone after that. Wasted. The demons in these movies look ridiculous. I keep expecting them to start singing Panic at the Disco.
We brought you a present.
See, now this is fascinating, and a little upsetting. The real Annabelle is supposedly a haunted Raggedy Ann doll that has been on display for years. So I guess this is supposed to be a nod to that? Or a reference? Whatever the case, it's just interesting they included it. I realize the 12 years later thing is supposed to be a reoccurring theme here, but seriously, why is this demon waiting around so much? Maybe because Annabelle died at 12? I don't know. That still doesn't explain the 12 years thing. Maybe I'm just not seeing something here. If you know why, be sure to let me know in the comments.
Annabelle! Hi, Mom.
Now, I didn't know this until after the movie, but this scene connects Annabelle creation to another movie in the Conjuring universe. I can't help but think that's pretty cool, if a bit forced. Still, I love that kind of stuff, so I'm not going to complain. So, Annabelle creation, did I like it? Not really. Was it a waste of money? Absolutely. I honestly don't understand why these movies are so popular. Annabelle creation is one of the top grossing movies of the year, and frankly, I find that a bit gross. But bad jokes aside, I do like the attention it's bringing to the horror genre. We don't get a whole lot of big horror movies, and I love the idea of a shared horror universe. I just wish the series didn't portray it so poorly. So there are my thoughts on Annabelle creation. If you like this video, be sure to share it on Facebook and subscribe and all that jazz, and let me know what you thought of the movie in the comments below. Thanks for watching.